Khan. So, Shalom again. Shalom. Shalom. All right, so everybody write this down in your notes real quick. We're going to go over the curses and correction of Israelite youth. The curses and correction of Israelite youth. I had this Sunday paper today, New York Post. I got New York newspapers down here in South Jersey and Philly. All right, so I noticed today they had a special report on this New York Post. All right, page 1 of today's New York Post, Sunday, February 19th, 2023. Can you read from here all the way down to the front?
Okay.
All right.
New York Post special report says school shooting, stabbing surge. For too many New York City kids, the dismissal bell brings death. 3 students have been slain near schools and 18 stabbed or shot.
So now what you have is you have a massive wave of young people in New York. And this is just New York. All right, we can get to the other cities another time. That'll be a 3-4 hour lesson. But you have our children. They're saying it's getting so bad in the New York City school system that children are literally getting shot, stabbed, killed on a regular basis in the New York City public school, junior high school system. Go ahead.
It says, since the start of the 2022 to 2023 academic year, parents, prosecutors, educators, and law enforcement says gangs, guns, social media, and short-sighted juvenile justice reforms have created a tragic gauntlet for students.
Right. Social media, gangs, all these curses in our community that's destroying our children. So that's why the family structure is important. Having a father in the house, the mother, of course, the children, having everything in order. Because a lot of that stems, a lot of these children are buck wild because the household is out of order. Gone? So we're going to start with, go to Isaiah 9 and 13. All right, go to Isaiah 9 and 13. And these children are wild, man. But as you can see, they're saying children are constantly they come out of school, bow, they get shot. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's funny, but it's not funny. You go to school to learn. You coming out of school to go to the library, read, go home, do your homework, go to after school program, whatever. But you catching a bullet or a knife. And like I said, this is just New York. We can go to Philly, the school districts in Jersey, all over, all these cities. All right, so read that. Isaiah 9, start at 13.
Look at Isaiah chapter 9, verse 13. Everybody got to say Khan. It says, for the people turneth not unto him that smiteth them.
You would think that our people would see the curses in all these major cities and turn back to the Most High and repent and get themselves right and come out of this madness. Good.
Neither do they seek the Lord of hosts.
They don't seek the Lord of hosts. Come on.
Therefore, the Lord will cut off from Israel head and tail.
Go ahead.
Branch and rush and in one day.
Go ahead.
The ancient and honorable, he is the head.
Go ahead.
And the prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail.
Meaning the Lord will destroy our nation on all levels. Go ahead.
Verse 16, it says, for the leaders of this people.
The leaders of our people. Go ahead.
Cause them to err.
The leadership is causing the youth to error, man. What do they have? They have pants hanging off their behind, bad music, some reverend telling you to love everybody, somebody cooning. The leaders of our people have caused them to error. There's no leadership for this youth, man. You know what I'm saying? Except for Israel, of course. And they looking at us, all them guys just teaching on the corner. They don't know what they talking about. But the Lord going to have to bring and let them see that these are your leaders. Listen to these guys that's teaching you the Bible and leading you under Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. So these curses can come off you as a people. Right, go ahead.
And they that are led of them
that are led of them are what?
Are destroyed.
They're destroyed. Right? These youth, they have no real role models. Even a lot of the older dudes are jacked up, man. A lot of the older dudes are still trying to be young. Trying to be down. They treating their sons like they homeboy. A lot of these parents, some of these parents are scared of their children. Some of the fathers are like, well, I don't want to go back to jail. I have to kill because the children are so disrespectful to the fathers a lot of times. The father's like, I can't be there because I kill this dude. So a lot of times the father is out of the house because the rap music and the culture is teaching the young men to disrespect their fathers. So Jacob's like, I'm not even going to be here because I'm going to catch a case and I'm going to be locked up. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Verse 17, it says, therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their young men.
That's why the Lord said he will have no joy in their young men. Hand me the paper. It says on the front, student bodies. This was happening in New York City. It said, instead of them students having books, they being body. Right? This was going on. Like I said, this is just New York City. Right? Read on.
It says, neither shall have mercy on their fathers.
The Lord said he's not going to have mercy on their fatherless. The reason why the curse is on a lot of these young brothers because they don't have no fathers in the home. Putting them in order. Either the woman chased them away or the child. I've talked to older brothers. He like, man, I love my son, but I had to get away from that boy because I hurt him and kill him. This system done got him so jacked up to where he's disrespectful, or the mother and the mother and father break up, and then the mother trains the son against the father. So now he takes the mother's side and he talks all reckless to the father. So the father's like, I'm just not going to deal with him. I hurt that boy. So now he's just out there wild. Okay? So this is why this is going on. Go ahead.
And widows, for every one is an hypocrite.
The Lord said he's not going to have no mercy on them. The fatherless, the widows. Go ahead.
For everyone is an hypocrite.
Everyone is a hypocrite. Go ahead.
And an evildoer.
And an evildoer. And that was by design. The so-called white man know, taking the father out of the house, it was going to destroy the family structure. So a lot of these women, they raise the male children all weak and effeminate. So as soon as he get in a beef with another brother, he got to go grab a gun. He's all emotional. Right, I'm going to shoot you. He going to go get a knife. We're going to jump you, whatever. There's no reasoning because he don't have that manly spirit where he can talk to a brother and work out their differences. Okay? Right, read on.
And every mouth speaketh folly.
That's it on that. Go to Titus 2:1. Titus 2:1. So the curse is there. Now we're going to get into the correction. What is the correction? The law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Okay? Right, whole lot. Before you get that, get 2 Timothy 3:16. All scripture. The curse and the correction of the Israelite youth. All right, go to 2 Timothy 3:16 before we get Titus. When everybody have it, say Khan. 2 Timothy 3:16. Everybody have it, Khan? All right, read that real quick.
It's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. It says, all scripture is given by inspiration of God.
Go ahead.
And is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction.
For what?
For correction.
For correction of the Israelite youth. That's what they need. They need this Bible. They need the word of the Most High and Mashiach Yahushua. Go ahead.
For instruction.
For what?
For instruction.
For instruction. Come on.
In righteousness.
Go ahead.
That the man of God.
Right. That's why we need to make these young men of the Most High. Because whether they preteens, teenagers, those are young men. I always commend the brothers from Watchmen for Israel. Because I tell them, brother, y'all bringing in a lot of these young brothers in these different cities. Brothers be 15, 16, 17 in the camp, out there reading diligently, keeping the commandments of the Most High. They becoming men of Yahweh. Okay? And that's what they need. Instead of them becoming student bodies coming out of school. Right? Read it again from the top of 17. Salakia.
Says that the man of God.
That the man of the Most High, go ahead.
May be perfect.
May be perfect. Go ahead.
Thoroughly furnished.
Thoroughly furnished, come on.
Unto all good works.
Unto all good works. Not to shooting and stabbing and killing each other at school. Right? It says some of the students don't even want to go to school. Because they feel they're going to get hit by a bullet when they come out after school. So we gotta teach these young men, which of course we doing already. But these young men have to learn about the Most High Yahushua, or the curse going to continue. Khan? Go to Titus 2. And we're going to read 1 through about 6.
Book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 1, when everybody got to say Khan.
Everybody have it, say Khan? Titus 2 and 1.
Kind of reads, but speak thou the things which become sound doctrine.
And you can link this with 2 Timothy 3:16 and 17, because it says, speak thou the things which become sound doctrine. So we just read in 2 Timothy 3:16, 17, all scripture is given for doctrine. Right? And sound doctrine, meaning sure doctrine. Not teaching all kinds of bugged out stuff. All right, sticking with these scriptures, not making up stuff as you go along. All right, sound doctrine, meaning doctrine that's solid to this word. Not going and leaning on your own understanding. Read on.
Verse 2, it says, that the aged men be sober.
That the aged men be sober. Right? A lot of times these older men are bugged out. They're not sober in doctrine, and they're literally not sober. A lot of them are a bunch of drunks, and they're drunk spiritually and physically a lot of times. A lot of these older men, what the hell are you teaching? Or they're cooned out. No, brother, we just gotta go along to get along. No. All right, the aged men gotta be sound. So likewise in this truth, like I was saying, like the brothers from Watchmen, we was in Chicago, and the young brother said, man, it's good to have elders, even though y'all from another camp, but we have elders that help guide us. Because, you know, we do a lot of unity camps and we be together a lot. So the young brothers, they take advantage of that. They be around us like asking questions and getting wisdom, you know what I'm saying? Because they sharp with the scripts and all that, but they need that age and that wisdom and that experience. So the aged men, we got to train these younger men. So it's good. They got brothers in these cities coming in 15, 16, 17 years old, so they don't become student bodies. Good? So this is the correction of the Israelite youth. Good?
Grave temperate.
Good.
Sound in faith and charity and patience.
Come on.
The aged woman likewise.
Temperate meaning having self-control. Teach these brothers to have some self-control, man. Right? That's why a lot of them don't have no self-control. That's why they blowing each other brains out. Shooting each other. You know, at my house in the Bronx, in the fall, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they shot, the guy was chasing another guy, and they shot and killed a girl. The girl was like in 10th grade. Shot and killed her broad day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That was right around the corner from me in the Bronx. Because it's just wild in New York with the school system. So now you don't know if you come to school, you're going to learn, or you're going to go to an early grave. Right? So our youth have to be corrected. But at the same time, it's the judgment of the Most High. You know, like the elders used to always tell us, somebody got to be the 2/3. So it's also that punishment on our people. Okay? So we can be sad, oh, the youth are dying. Most High is judging the youth too. Okay? Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
The aged women, they have to be in behavior as becoming holiness. Not some cougar trying to twerk at the club. You know what I'm saying? I'm going partying with my daughters. Man, you don't go sit your butt down somewhere and teach these young women how to cook, how to be respectful to their men, how to dress, how to be modest. Con? A lot of these older women be off, man. You know what I'm saying? And they setting a bad example to the younger women. You know what I'm saying? Use what you got to get what you want. You see them online and stuff, man, grandma, you need to go sit down somewhere. And you need to teach these young girls how to bake a pie. You know what I'm saying? Right? You on social media trying to keep up with the Joneses. You don't go sit your butt down somewhere. Right? So the aged women supposed to be teaching the younger women according to the scriptures also. Good. So like a lot of these shooting and killings, the Elder Terah had the other newspaper that had the one young brother in the Bronx, 13 years old, he got stabbed and killed over a girl. A lot of times these young girls, man, I'm going to go get my boyfriend on you over something stupid, knowing he's a knucklehead, and his girl telling him he was messing with me, so he's going to come back with a knife or a gun and kill you. Right. That's what happened to the Jake in Harlem. The girl had an argument with the store owner, and she said, I'm going to come back and get my man. He going to beat you up. And the store owner stabbed Jake and killed him. And he told him, your girl was in the wrong. And you coming trying to fight and hurt me? Man was like 70 years old. Jake like 30. The man had to pull out his knife and defend himself. And stabbed and killed Jake. All behind this woman going and hyping a brother up to come back and hurt this man at his business. Right? So a lot of these young girls, they're off because the older women ain't teaching them a damn thing. So our Israelite youth have to be corrected. Good.
That they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
The women have to be in behavior as holiness. Good.
Not false accusers.
Not lying and gossiping and murmuring. Good.
Not giving too much wine.
Not drunken, like Miss Jenkins on The Living Color. Right? You know what I'm saying? Right? Go ahead.
Teachers of good things.
Teachers of good things. Teach the younger women modesty, respect, loving the sisterhood. Getting rid of the cattiness and the pride and the competition, the jealousy, envy, all that stuff that women deal with. And men too. So like we gonna just put on the sisters. Okay? Right, come on.
Verse 4, that they may teach the young women
that
to
they
be
may
sober.
teach the young women to be sober-minded also. Right? Sober spiritually and physically. Right? Go ahead.
To love their husbands.
To do what?
To love their husbands.
To love their husbands. You got a generation of women now that don't even think they need a man. They feel like they don't even need a man. That's why when you look at it, a lot of these women, they saying 51% of gun ownership and gun classes is black women. But which is good. They trying to learn to protect themselves, but a lot of them are doing that because they're single. There's no man there. There ain't no man there trained with a gun where she feels secure and he gonna hold her down. Ain't nothing wrong with the sister being trained, to defend herself, but a lot of that is because they're single. And then a lot of them got that spirit. I don't need no man. What a man gonna do for me? I can do everything for myself. I can even get my gun and defend myself. So a lot of that is because the single parent household is becoming a norm. Okay? So these children are all jacked up. Come on.
To love their husbands.
To do what?
To love their husbands.
To love their husbands. Go ahead.
To love their children.
To love their children. Go ahead.
To be discreet.
Right. Not having their daughters twerking at 5 years old. I see videos like that on Instagram. The mother's twerking and then she got the little girl in a bikini or something and the girl is dancing with her. Or she's dancing all over her young son. She got her son and she's using him as I guess he's the makeup for the guy in the strip club that's making it rain. Right? She's going to do it for her son because she can't go to the strip club. Right? This is the culture that's going on. So it ends up being student bodies. Right? Go ahead.
Chaste.
Good.
Keepers at home.
Keepers at home, not running the street, loudmouth Jezebels. Good.
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 Obedient to their own husbands.
Obedient to their own husbands. Good.
That the word of God be not blasphemed.
And this is especially for women in the word of the Most High. That's why Paul said that the word don't be blasphemed. Because what? Your conduct's supposed to go along with the word. You're going to blaspheme the word. If you all out of order, the scriptures say this, and you doing all this, is you going to blaspheme the word. You're going to put your house shot to an open shame. You supposed to be in that Israelite stuff, and you act like that? See, that you know the people going to say that. Right? I thought you was in that truth Israelite stuff. Why are you doing that? So we got to lead by example, so we don't blaspheme the word. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 6, it says, young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded.
Young men, we exhort the young men to be sober-minded, right? To be, be sound in his faith, right? Clear in their mind, right? Not running around emotional, wanting to kill each other, right? Come on.
In all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works.
Of what?
A pattern of good works.
A pattern of good works. Come on.
In doctrine.
In what?
In doctrine.
In doctrine. Come on.
Showing uncorruptness.
Showing uncorruptness. Go ahead.
Gravity.
Gravity. Go ahead.
Sincerity.
Sincerity. We're supposed to be grooming these young men. Right? So you don't go out there and you just kill your brother over anything foolish. Right? Go ahead.
Sound speech.
Sound speech. Come on.
That cannot be condemned.
Meaning speaking the oracles of the Most High, what this Bible says. No one can condemn you if you're saying, thus saith the Lord. Right? Come on.
That he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed.
Right, because your light is going to shine. So when somebody's of the contrary part of Satan, they're going to be ashamed. Because they're going to see your righteousness. Your righteousness is going to shine. Right, go ahead.
Having no evil thing to say of you.
They can't say nothing about you. And if they do say something, it's a lie. Right, but you keeping the righteous works to the best of your ability. So that's what the elder men supposed to be instilling in the younger men. Elder women supposed to be instilling in the younger women. Come on.
Verse 9, it says, exhort servants to be obedient unto their own masters.
Right, and that goes into the young and the old also. Because for the most part, the younger servants supposed to obey and respect the older servants. Okay? But now it's just all out of order. No respect for the eldership. Talk to elders any kind of way. Make all kind of remarks. Rebellious. Don't want to take no order. Right? Go ahead.
To exhort servants to be obedient to their own masters and to please them well in all things, not answering again.
Right, not talking back. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of the youth that are disrespectful and talk back. And even in this truth. Some of these young brothers, 6 months, they learn some precepts. Ain't no elder could tell me nothing. I'm going to start my own camp. The oldest man in your camp is damn 18. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no experience, man. Yeah, read that again, King. Right, go ahead.
Verse 9, it says, exhort servants to be obedient to their own masters.
Right, because that curses and correction of the Israelite youth, that goes into the truth also. All right, there's no respect of persons. That's here in Israel too. Go ahead.
And to please them well in all things, not answering again.
Right, like your parents said, boy, don't talk back to me. Right, you listen when I'm talking to you. Right, I've been on this earth longer than you can think. I know what's going on. Didn't your parents tell you that? You had them old school parents. Boy, don't talk back to me, boy. Not answering again. Shut your mouth and listen. I don't give a damn if you know 100 precepts. Certain wisdom and experience you don't have. So take some counseling. Stop being proud because you watch YouTube for 10 hours a day and know 500 precepts, but you have no experience. You have no wisdom on how to deal with certain situations. That goes for younger men in this truth too. Okay? Right, go ahead.
Verse 10 says, not purloining.
Not purloining, meaning don't let your faith. Purloining, meaning having faithfulness. Don't let your faith waver. Right? And also, purloining means loyal. Being loyal. Right? Having faith and being loyal. Right? Not wavering in your faith. Not wavering in your loyalty. Right? You see that? I'm going to join the camp for 2 years. I'm going to learn all the precepts I can learn. Then I'm going to do my own thing. Where's your loyalty, brother? Right? You think, all right, you 25 and you know 2,500 precepts, so now you're going to do your own thing. Stick with the elders and continue to be guided. The Lord going to raise you up in due time. You don't always try to break off and do your own thing because you proud. You got 10 other young brothers with you, so we're going to do our own thing now. That's all it come down to. We don't need these elders. They can't teach us nothing. We know more precepts than them now. See that? But you have no experience and wisdom. And who you going to call when all hell break loose with your camp? The elders. Right. You know, I'm sorry, but I need some advice on these 8 brothers in the camp. Who you going to call? 9 times out of 10, you going to call the elders. Okay? Right. So that correction goes into the nation also. All right, come on.
But showing all good fidelity.
Go ahead.
That they may adorn the doctrine of God, our Savior, in all things.
Meaning showing loyalty, showing being humble, basically staying in your place, right? Having integrity. Because a lot of times when we break apart as a nation, it shows lack of integrity. When you have integrity, what do? You tough things out, even if it's a problem. You tough it out and you say, you know what? We're going to get stronger from this. The first sign of trouble, I'm going to just do my own thing. I can't deal with this. But a lot of times when you suffer problems together and go through them, it makes you stronger. And then later on, you be like, yo, remember we went through such and such? Man, that made our bond stronger. Okay. But a lot of times with the younger, I'm going to just do my own. You see these elders, they don't know what they talking about. I'm going to just do me. Right? Because, most of the time it's because of knowledge. Because you know a little bit of scriptures. It puffs you up. Okay? Right, go ahead.
Verse 11 says, for the grace of God that bringeth salvation hath appeared to all men.
Jump down to 3 and 1.
Titus chapter 3 and verse 1.
Started 3. 3 and 1, yeah.
It says, put them in mind to be subject to principalities and powers.
And we also have to teach our young men and our people in general to submit to higher authority and the powers that be. Like it tell you in Romans 13. A lot of times these youth, the reason why these cops and stuff be killing them, murdering them, maybe getting all jacked up, because they don't know how to submit to authority either. And you got to understand, if Esau hate our guts, man, he looking for a reason. Well, your son, he was being stubborn and not listening to police orders. He was resisting arrest, so we had to do what we had to do. They're looking for a reason anyway. So you got to teach them, look, be in order. Be in order in this system, walk in wisdom. The scriptures say, be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. You got to teach these young men how to walk out. I tell my sons all the time, listen, man, y'all young black men, this system is waiting to eat y'all up. Y'all got to be in order when y'all out there. Be in order. Don't give this so-called white man no reason. Because you will be food. You will be food on Esau's plate. Young black men, they looking for any reason. So you got to be in order when you out there. You got to conduct yourself in an orderly manner when you out in the public. Okay? Right, go ahead.
to be subject to principalities and powers, to obey magistrates,
Good.
to be ready to every good work.
Yeah, they got to be ready to every good work. That's why you put these young men to work, man, when they come in this truth. You give them stuff to do. You tell them to read, study, come to camp, train yourself, train your mind. You know what I'm saying? Fellowship with your brothers, get with your other young brothers. What works can we do for the body? Stay busy and active in this work. Okay? Right, go ahead.
To speak evil of no man.
To speak evil of no man. Go ahead.
To be no brawlers.
To be no brawlers, man. Everything don't have to be settled with a fight, a knife, a gun, an argument, your emotions. You thinking you tough all the time. Against your own brother, of course. Okay. Right? No brawlers, the scriptures say. Go ahead.
But gentle.
But gentle. Come on.
Showing all meekness.
Showing all meekness. Come on.
Unto all men.
Right. And meekness is not weakness. Meekness is just humility. And you learning to deal with your fellow brothers and sisters with respect. But, nice don't get you nowhere in this society. You know what I'm saying? Nice and humble and meek, that don't get you nowhere in society. But the scriptures tell us to be like that. Right? What does it tell you in Proverbs 15:1? We don't have to get it, but a soft answer turneth away wrath. Okay? So it don't make you weak, man. It just makes you know how to conduct yourself. A lot of times, I know street guys, they could have put in work, they could have did this and that. But nah, dude, it's all right. That's good. They know what they capable of. But a soft answer turned away that wrath. I ain't got to prove nothing. I'm a meek man. I'm a humble man. I know I can put in that work if I have to. But nah, brother, it's cool. You know what? You stepped on my foot. You said, excuse me. It's no. Not all emotional, y'all. I paid $200 for these, nigga. You see that scuff? You see that scuff? You gonna wipe that scuff off? Now you got an argument. Somebody shot, dead, stabbed over nothing. Because your ego and your pride wouldn't humble you down. Nah, brother, don't worry about it. I get a wet napkin or something. Wipe it right off. It ain't nothing. See that? Go ahead.
Verse 3, it says, for we ourselves also were sometimes foolish.
So now, some of us that come from certain backgrounds. On the flip side of that, we have to understand the youth. They don't know any better. So we got to teach them. That's why we out there. We got to teach them, hey, young brother, come out of that. They might think all they see is so-called gangsters, dudes in the hood, whatever. They think that's all that's out there. Wait a minute. These are some brothers trying to show us another way. Hold on. See, we do have to balance it out, too. We got to be a little bit patient with our younger brothers and sisters and our people in general that don't know any better. Okay? Read on.
Disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lusts and pleasures.
Some of us might come to that background. You might have been 17, 18 years old. You was out there running around crazy. Right? So we also have to be mindful that if the Most High could do it for us, he can do it for them. He can bring them out of that, right? Even though it's getting so bad, his judgment is the sign of the last days, is all that in one. Go ahead.
Living in malice and envy.
Living in malice and envy. Go ahead.
Hateful and hating one another.
Right, hateful and hate one another. And why is the students bodying each other? Because they hate each other. So, Yahweh Shah is telling us through Paul, letter to Titus, he's saying, listen, some of you were also like this at one time. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be patient also and understand if we can teach this young brother, maybe we can bring him out of that. Okay? All right, read on.
Verse 4. But after that, the kindness and love of God, our Savior, toward man appeared.
Right. So in other words, the Most High can have he can have mercy on some of our brothers, just like he did with us. Some of us might come from some of that same background. Come on.
Verse 5. Not by works of righteousness.
Not by works of righteousness. Go ahead.
Which we have done. But according to his mercy, he saved us.
Go ahead.
By the washing of regeneration and renewing of the Holy Spirit.
So a lot of times you got to become, we got to be patient with our people and say, look, the Most High can make them new creatures also. Because look, we all got skeletons, man. Before you came in this truth, you wasn't no angel. Some worse than others, but like the Most High forgave us, he can forgive our brothers and sisters. So that's that balance. A lot of times we in this truth, like, wicked, chill on. But now, hold up. You know what? That brother, remember the scriptures say all manner of sin may be forgiven. That one brother might be responsible for some of these student bodies. Most High forgive him for murder. Okay? So it's that balance also. So we got to correct our youth also. Come on.
God, which he shed on us abundantly through Hamashiach Yahweh.
Right. That's why Yahweh died, so we can have that mercy that you could be the worst person in this society, and the Most High can redeem you. Okay? Paul was killing Israelites. He was destroying the church. He was persecuting the church, and the Most High still brought him out of that. He was persecuting people that was following H.O.I, killing them, delivering them to be killed, and the Most High brought him out of that. So it's that balance. You know, we be ready to curse Israel out. Goddamn wicked ass children. Most High killed all of them. You know what I'm saying? But He's gonna show that mercy too, okay? So go from there to 2 Kings 2 and 23. We're gonna breeze right through these, y'all. I ain't gonna keep y'all too long. Showing you some of the judgments the Most High could bring on the youth. Some of the judgments the Most High could bring on the youth if they don't receive correction. Khan? All right, go to 2 Kings 2:23. When everybody have it, say Khan.
It's the book of 2 Kings, chapter 2, and verse 23. It says, and he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city.
Edify on that for a minute. Let me look up something. Bring it out as you read this.
It says, and mocked him, and said unto him, go up, thou bald head, and go up, thou bald head. Right. So this was children mocking his brother for having a bald head. Right. So verse 24 says, and he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood and tear 42 children of them. Right, so these she-bears, the Most High granted his brother the power to curse these children and manifest she-bears to tear apart these children. So just like the elder was saying, you know, judgment can come to these children as well. You know what I'm saying? Kids ain't exempt from judgment. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, Proverbs it says, train up a child in the way he should go. But, you know, doesn't say the child's not going to go off. In the same chapter, it says that folly is set in the child's heart. So we have to train the child to get that folly out of the child's heart, because kids are going to do what they want to do when they're not around their parents, right? You know, just like today, a lot of kids, they cuss like a sailor on the bus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kids be on the bus talking like grown people. I'm like, yo, what's that? Oh, it's a little 12-year-old girl back there talking like that. But, you know,
I know you get it on that bus, man. Oh, so, my goodness. That bus is the devil, man.
Right? Little girls and little boys be talking like they grown-ups and smoking and everything. You know, but when they around their parents, you know, they kind of clean that up. But when they not, they do what they want to do. So this is what the training and the teaching of the children, this is why it's so important, because that's what they're going to do, man. They're going to go off when they're not being, being watched by their parents, by the authority pretty much, which is you as the parents, right? So in this instance, you know, the Most High can judge children. Children are not exempt from judgment, man, right? Just like the child in, that disobedient son, talked about Deuteronomy, right? They take him to the city, take him to the elders. If he don't listen, you know, they gonna stone him, right? Listen, I think that should happen now, but listen, you know,
I told you, it's left up to us.
It ain't up to me. It ain't up to me. So, yeah, man, you know, children can get judged for sure.
So read that again.
2 Kings, chapter 2, verse 23. It says, and he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way,
the he is Elisha. All right. And remember when you read, and I believe in the same chapter, when you read about Elisha received a double portion of Elijah's spiritual power. So Elijah, being a prophet and a servant of the Most High, the spirit he had on him, Elisha got a double portion. So the Most High was dealing with him on a high level, right? So read.
God, it says, and when he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So maybe the brother had like a receding hairline. He had the George Jefferson going on. And you know, sometimes people mock you when you got that. Or maybe he was bald-headed. The scripture don't specifically specify, but he probably had the little George Jefferson going on. Yeah. And the children was mocking him. But this is a man of the Lord with a double portion of spiritual power on him. You don't want to mess with a man like that. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 24 says, and he turned back and looked on them and cursed them.
Oh my God, he cursed children? Right, see, man, the Most High will allow a man to curse children, man. Yeah, man. I remember the elders coming up, a lot of you children are wicked as hell. You don't repent, the Most High gonna kill you, little children. I used to be like, damn, they talking to children like that? But now you see why. Right, a lot of them are a bunch of little demons, man. It is what it is. God, right, read on. He said, y'all want to make mockery of a man of the Lord? He turned around and put a curse on these children. Right, come on.
And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood and tear 42 children.
42 children, right? It was a whole crowd of them making mockery of Elisha. Go ahead.
And he went from thence to Mount Carmel, and from thence returned to Samaria.
And he just went about his way like nothing. I killed them 42 children that was making fun of me. Right, 2 she-bears. And that's a dreadful way to die. 2 she-bears come and just maul you to death. But that's what the Lord did to these children. So these children better, a lot of them are becoming student bodies because they wicked, man. The Lord is judging them. The Lord will judge children. All right, bring it out.
So even like,
good.
So bears, the thing about bears don't kill you to like just stop you from, doing what you're doing. They kill you to hurt you.
Right.
Like bears are it's a violent animal. When they fight, like they tear you apart.
Right.
That's the most violent. It could have brought a panther, a damn mountain lion. He decided to bring some bears out. Right. Bears are violent when they destroy you. Like that's like the worst enemy you could ever get destroyed by. One of the worst.
Right. They'll maul you. They'll claw you.
Yeah.
That's a horrible death, man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the bear don't kill you right away.
Right.
They take their time with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. They'll eat you slowly or maul you to death slowly. Right. So they got to be mindful of that. That's the power. So like a lot of times, see, we don't know these children be getting shot up and killed, and Camp's been in New York City for years. All right, hold on, end up for me. Camp's been in New York City for years. So it says student bodies, an education to die for in Apple. Slaying girls' moms, losing hope in city. Gangs, guns, and violence terrorizing school kids. 3 killed this school year, 1 killed last school year. And these are all the statistics. All right, we don't have to read all of it, but this was in a post today. So who's to say, hypothetically speaking, we don't know if some of these children walk by the camp and mock brothers. You know what I'm saying? We've been teaching in New York for years, all over. We don't know if some of these children cursed out the camp. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if some of these children said, F y'all, you guys look stupid. You look like Power Rangers. And they was one of them students in them schools. So is that other side of it, it looks sad, all the children are dying or whatever, but is that other side, is that balance of judgment. Okay? Right? So go from there to Deuteronomy 21:18, the one y'all called. So showing you children can be judged too. The curses and correction of Israelite youth. This was just an impromptu lesson. I got this paper this morning, and I was like, wow, look at what's happening in New York City, man. And like I said, this is just one city. We go into every city, we be here till the morning. Brother Uriel got to kick us out. You know what I'm saying? The lesson will be 5-6. If we go city by city, the lesson will be 5-6 hours. Right? Go to Deuteronomy 21:18. Just showing you the Most High can judge children and youth also. All right, read that, King.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 18. It says, if a man have a stubborn child, stubborn and rebellious son.
The Lord said, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, go ahead.
Which will not obey the voice of his father.
Which will not obey the voice of his father. Go ahead.
Or the voice of his mother.
Nor the voice of his mother. Come on.
And that when they have chastened him.
And when they have chastened him, come on.
Will not hearken unto them.
Will not hearken unto them. Now notice, the scriptures say the child is already rebellious. Then you chasten the child. You beat or you put them on punishment, and they still rebellious. And you have children like that, man. Yeah, you have some of these children, they got so many demons on them, and a lot of them, no matter what the parent do, they still gonna be rebellious. You know what I'm saying? Like it tell you in Timothy's disobedient to parents in the last days. So it's like after the child is already rebellious, and after you chasten them, he still won't listen to you. Right? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 19, it says, Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of the city, and unto the gates of his place.
Right, see, a lot of times, these parents, they'll try to go to juvenile court, or they'll try to have the child put away, or they'll have something, I don't know if they do it in Jersey or Pennsylvania. In New York, we have something called a PENS warrant, where you can get like a warrant from the police in the state. Like, let's say if your child, they're rebellious at home, and they stay out all kinds of night, they cut in school, you can get the police to get them and lock them up. You know what I'm saying? You can put a PENS warrant on them. What we used to call, they used to have in New York City. So you'd be like, a lot of times, I don't even know where my child is at. He come home whenever. Some days he don't come home. So you put a PENS warrant and the police will go looking for him. And when the police catch them, they'll be like, you're not listening to your parents. We're going to lock you up for like a year. You know what I'm saying? So they used to do that in New York. Yeah. It's kind of like similar, the same thing, but in New York, they call it a PENS warrant.
Is that like truancy officer?
Yeah, no, that's more so for just cutting school. This is like when you just out of control and your parents want you locked up. They want you put away. A lot of times parents would do that so the child wouldn't get killed in the street. Like maybe if they go away for like a year, they'll get their act together. So they'll put them like in a group home or a juvenile jail or like a placement, like you said, mainly like group homes. And then if they really committed crimes, they'll lock them up. You know what I'm saying? So they used to do that. Go ahead.
Verse 20 says, And they shall say unto the elders of the city.
But now our people, we supposed to be set up as a nation to where you're supposed to be able to bring rebellious children to the elders. They're supposed to be able to bring them to the elders and we judge them according to the script. Look, man, you better start obeying your mother or your father or the judgment going to come. Right, come on.
God. This our son is stubborn and rebellious.
Go ahead.
He will not obey our voice.
Come on.
He is a glutton.
He's a glutton. Go ahead.
And a drunkard.
All he want to do is sit around and eat, drink, smoke. Remember, Brian McKnight said that about his sons. All they want to do is smoke weed, eat up all my food, and play video games all day. And they were like 24 and 27. And they told him they didn't want to do nothing with themselves. And he was like, well, look, y'all got to do something living in my house. They was like, well, Dad, you rich already. So he said they felt they just going to sit up and eat his food, smoke, and don't got to do nothing. Because he's Brian McKnight. He's rich already. We just going to live off of your money. We're going to smoke weed all day, eat up the food, and play video games. Right? So I guess y'all going to be 60 doing that, and Brian McKnight's still going to be paying for y'all. Right? So it's the same thing, man. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 21, it says, And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones.
See that? It says stone that rebel. Like, basically the parents is like, we can't do nothing with them no more. All right, hold that. Go to Exodus 20 and 12. Hold Deuteronomy 21 and go to Exodus 20 and 12.
Look at Exodus chapter 20 and verse 12, and everybody got to say con.
Exodus 20 and 12 links up with Deuteronomy 21, 18 to 21. Con? All right, Exodus 20 and 12.
It says, Honor thy father and thy mother.
Right, that's in the commandment. Right? The Most High said in the commandments. Go ahead.
That thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
What the Lord say?
That thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
So the Lord said, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy father giveth thee. All right? Read it again one more time. Salakia.
Come. It says, Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Salakia, read 12 again.
Verse 12, Salakia.
Khan.
Exodus 20 and 12, it says, Honor thy father and thy mother.
Salakia, honor thy father and thy mother. Go ahead.
That thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
So what does the Lord mean by that last part? So you what?
So you don't have to get killed.
So the Most High don't have to put you to death. Khan? It said, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land. So go back to Deuteronomy 21 and read 20 and 21 again.
Deuteronomy 21 and verse 20. It says, And they shall say unto the elders of his city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard.
So you see that? It said, he will not obey my voice. So what did we just read in Exodus 20 and 12? Honor your father and your mother so your days can be long on the land. So obeying your parents was a commandment that gave you life. So that's another reason why a lot of these young children be getting put to death, because a lot of them be rebellious at home. We we bringing out the curse part of it, but it's also the correction part of it. And a lot of times correction is death. Because when you don't get it right and all else fails, the Lord said, I just got to take you out of here. That's going to be the ultimate correction. So you can't do nothing now because you're dead. Right, so read on.
Verse 21, it says, and all the men of his city shall stone him with stones.
There you go, because that's the commandment. If you don't honor your parents, you get death. So a lot of these children, we don't know, they might be cursing their parents out behind closed doors. The parent probably said, come in at a certain time, they didn't come in, and argue with the parent, I want to stay out with my friends. And now we're reading about them in the paper. That's the other side. All these children might have not just been innocently coming out to school. So you got to look at that too, because the Most High will judge children. Come on.
That he die, so shalt thou put evil away from you.
What the Lord say?
So shalt thou put evil away from among you.
Read 21 again from the top.
And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die.
That he do what?
That he die.
Go ahead.
So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear.
See that? So you put evil away from among you, and all Israel will see that, and they will fear. Other children will be like, nah, I'm going to listen to my parents. Because if not, I'm going to go before the elders, and the elders are going to say, get him! He's a rebellious, no good child. Put him to death. Stone him with stones. God? So the correction of our youth is important, man. Go from there to Proverbs 30 and 11. Just a few more, y'all. No. From there, go to Ephesians 6 real quick to link up. Ephesians 6, 1 and 2 to link with Exodus 20 and 12. Deuteronomy 21, 18 to 21.
Ephesians 6, 1 and 2.
Ephesians 6, 1 and 2. When everybody have it, say, Khan.
So like if I may, Elder, like this is the reason why Mashiach said, he who loveth mother, father, child, you can't love your family more than the Most High.
Right.
Because your kids may die. Your kids may be disobedient. You may turn against the Most High for him killing your kid because he was disobedient. That's why you gotta read the scriptures and understand his judgments. Like I was saying earlier, like you understand why the Lord does what he does, why the Most High does what he does, why he takes kids away from this earth by his judgments, like it says in Psalm. Right? You know the Lord by his judgments. But, some people, they worship their kids, man.
It's like some people in the truth or that know the truth, they'll say, well, I know we ain't really supposed to celebrate Christmas, but, I'm doing it for my children. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or we ain't supposed to celebrate Halloween, but I'm gonna do it for my children. Nah, the Lord don't want to hear that, man. The Lord don't want to hear that. Right? You teach your children and you say, listen, we're not supposed to follow these things. All right? We're supposed to follow the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. Right, go ahead.
Ephesians 6 and verse 1, it says, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right.
The Lord said, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Obey your parents in the Most High's laws, like the commandment tells us. And also that's spiritual. Obey your elders that are like spiritual parents to you in this truth. Okay? Right, go ahead.
Verse 2, honor thy father and thy mother.
Honor thy father and thy mother. Go ahead.
Which is the first commandment with promise.
Which is the first commandment with promise. Even though honor thy father and thy mother is the fifth commandment, but it said it's the first commandment with promise. Why? Because it promised you long life if you obey your parents. That's why I said it's the first commandment with promise. The Lord said if you do this, you honor your father and your mother, you promise to see long life on the earth. But if you don't, Deuteronomy 21, the elders say stone him. He's a little demon. And that might sound cold, but the Most High is cold. All right, so go from there to Proverbs 30 and 11. So be mindful. These are judgments that the Most High could bring on the youth. The curses and the correction. The curses can bring about the correction, And if they don't want to get an order, the ultimate correction is death and punishment and judgment. Okay? Proverbs 30 and 11.
Proverbs 30 and 11 says, there's a generation that curseth their father.
There's a generation that curseth their father. Go ahead.
And doth not bless their mother.
And they don't bless their mother. Right, go ahead.
There's a generation that are pure in their own eyes.
Right, there's a generation that pure in their own eyes. A lot of these youth, you can't tell them nothing. You can't correct them on nothing. Y'all seen the girl that she cursed her mother out because her mother bought her a Tesla? Yeah. She wanted a pink Mercedes Benz, and she disrespected her mother. Then her mother gave her an envelope with $1,600 in it. She threw the envelope. I was like, damn, man, I can use $1,600. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm 51. You just turned 16 and you got $1,600. Let me hold that. I'll show you what to do with it. That ain't a lot of money, but damn it, I'll show you what. You don't want it, I'll take it. She threw the money, threw the keys to the car, and told her mother, what kind of gift is this for a sweet 16? I was like, man, I would have been in jail. I would have been in jail, man. I would have put your 16-year-old behind to death. She said, baby, do you know what she said to me? I'd have came home from work or camp, and I'd have caught a case. You don't talk to your mother like that. You know what I'm saying? But then she walks in the house and it's like lock the door, like locked her mother and her brother out. You know what I'm saying? Went in the house and locked the door behind her. I said, I wish my parents could afford a Tesla and $1,600 when I turned 16. Right. I probably would still been dropping it now. And back then, $1,600 would have got us a long way when I was 16. But they're disobedient, rebellious, unappreciative, man. Like it tell you in 2 Timothy, also unthankful. Kind? Told a woman, what kind of gift is this? I wanted a pink Mercedes Benz. You lucky if you would got a pink damn bike. The mother bought her a Tesla. And the girl was unappreciative, man. That show you the kind of generation. That's the kind of students that end up like this a lot of times. Kind? Right, read on.
Verse 12 it said from the top.
See, we don't know everything that be happening behind closed doors a lot of times. So on the flip side, all the young people are dying, they're getting killed, but we don't know what wickedness they doing. Because we showing you the Most High will kill youth also. All right, come on.
There's a generation that are pure in their own eyes.
They're pure in their own eyes. They're proud. What kind of gift is that for a sweet 16? Right, go ahead.
And yet is not washed from their filthiness.
And they're not washed from your filthiness. You got some nerve to talk to your mother like that when you're a little demon in the house? And if she'll do that, I imagine what else she's doing. She might talking to the mother all kinds of ways. And you know what, man? A lot of these parents, they try to be cool with their children. They try to be their friend and their buddy, and we hang out, and they try to come down to their level. No, you got to be a parent because they lose respect for you like that. No, you treat them like a homie. No, be a parent and discipline them because they're not going to respect you. Right? It had to be something that led up to that girl thinking she could come at her mother like that. That ain't just happened. Them 16 years you've been spoiling her. You've been easy. Well, you've been treating her like she's your younger home girl. Cause see, a lot of these women too, they try to live out their youth to their children. So they try to be like their home girl to their daughter. No, you check your daughter and let her know I'm the mother, you're the daughter, you're gonna be in order. Okay? We can have a friendship also, but don't get it twisted. Don't forget who I am. Okay? Right? Come on.
Verse 13. It says, there is a generation, oh, how lofty are their eyes.
Oh, they're so proud and puffed up. Who told you to give me this gift? What kind of gift is this for a sweet 16? Good.
And their eyelids are lifted up.
Come on.
There's a generation whose teeth are as swords.
Right, they speak evil. Like Yeshaya said, they cursing and the language and the... Oh, man, I don't want to say certain stuff because the children and the sisters are in here, but like the girls be saying, you know what, to guys, you know, I don't want to say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, wait a minute, you a girl, you don't have that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have, y'all know what I mean. I don't want to say it. The babies and the sisters are in here, but y'all can read between the lines. You don't have one of those.
I thought that was a New York thing.
No. I've heard a little bit everywhere. I heard a little bit everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Right? Go ahead.
There's a generation whose teeth are as swords.
Go ahead.
And their jaw teeth as knives.
Their words are like death, man. Damn, you be like, that's a little girl talking like that's a young lady. I heard it, and ain't just New York. I heard it in Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? I heard it out in Long Beach. They talking children coming out of junior high school. I'm like, that's little girls talking like that? Somebody ought to wash your mouth out with soap. Right? Go ahead.
To devour the poor from off the earth.
Right, and what are they? They're mainly like that around their own people. They not like that with they get on their best behavior with Esau. Excuse me, sir. Is such and such street this way? And if they do act like that with Esau, Esau got some act right for them. They get some hot ones. Or you read about them on the news. Right, Khan? Right, go ahead.
And the needy from among men.
What the Lord say?
And the needy from among men.
And the needy from among men. Go ahead.
Verse 15. The horse leech.
The horse leech.
The horse leech, forgive me.
The horse leech is just a giant leech. When you read about it, it's a leech that like when the horses, when they go down to drink from the water, these leeches latch onto them, and they're large, and they eat up the faces and the mouth of the horse. Go ahead. Or just a leech in general. All right. Even a person can be a leech. Go ahead.
The horse leech have two daughters.
So now it's already a horse leech, and the horse leech have two daughters, or just a group of leeches. Go ahead.
Crying, give, give.
Go ahead.
There are three things that are never satisfied.
Right. So in other words, like a leech is never satisfied. A leech always want more. Go ahead. The Lord is like making an analogy through Solomon. Go ahead.
Yea, four things say not, it is enough.
So the Lord said, just like a leech can never have enough, it said, the Lord said, there are four things that can never have enough. Go ahead.
Verse 16, it says, the grave.
The grave. The Lord said, there's always room to put you in the grave. See that? So hence, these youth are dying, man. All right? The Lord said, there's always room. You want to be wicked and rebellious? You want to be a generation and your teeth are like sharp knives? You can end up in the grave. You end up a student body. Right? The grave, there's always room in the grave for rebellious and wicked, evil people. Right? Look, just like the leech can never have enough, the grave can never have enough bodies. Right? Go ahead.
The grave and the barren womb.
The barren womb. A woman that can't have children always wants to have children. There's always room for her to have children. Right? Go ahead.
The earth that is not filled with water.
The Lord said the earth that is not filled with water, there can always be more water on the earth. Go ahead.
And the fire that saith it is enough.
Right, and a fire don't burn halfway through a forest and say, oh, I can't burn no more. Right? So the Lord is making an analogy. He's saying, listen, there's always room for judgment. There's always room for this rebellious generation. I can always put you to death. Okay? Right, read on.
Verse 17, it says, the eye that mocketh at his father.
The eye that mocketh at his father. Go ahead.
And despiseth to obey his mother.
And despised to obey his mother. Go ahead.
The ravens of the valley shall pick it out. And the young eagles shall eat it.
Right, they're going to eat his eyes out of his body. The Lord going to kill him, leave their corpse out in the middle of nowhere, and let the vultures and the eagles eat their eyes. Okay? The Lord will do you dirty. He'll kill you and make your body rot out there because you was a child that mocked after your mother and disrespected your father. So children can get judged too. Okay? So they better take this correction. They better get this work. All right. That's it on that. Go to Ecclesiastes 11 and 9. We almost through, y'all. A few more and we'll wrap it up. Okay? Y'all can eat, drink, and be merry. It's only 10 o'clock. The night is young. The night is young. Right? The night is young. Okay?
It's like it's another thing that bugs me too is like other than the SMD thing, these young kids calling their parents.
SMD.
You know what I'm saying? These young kids calling their parents bro.
The
bro thing, and then little girls calling other little girls bro.
Yeah, that's all.
That's
all. Yo, bro, in New York they straight up yo, my nigga, what's up, my nigga? That's how the girls talk to the dudes. Yeah. They real rough around the edges in New York, man. They just, you know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, it's not like the girls, they're not like gay or anything. They deal with men. They're not like lesbians or dykes. They just rough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could see it if they was in that alternative lifestyle, but they regular, they'll have their man. They'll be with their man. And they talking rougher than them. And they'll tell you, nah, I like men. I ain't into no girls or nothing, but they just be mad rough. You know what I'm saying? Yo, SMD. You know what I'm saying? You don't have one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's what they'll do. They say, yo, my nigga, yo, you heard what I said, my nigga. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And she walking with her dude, and he ain't, you know, he ain't saying nothing, man. And your chick harder than you, son. Damn, right? Go to Ecclesiastes 11 and 9 in the Bible.
God.
Right? Read that, King.
God, it says, rejoice, O young man.
Rejoice, O young man, in your youth. Go ahead.
And let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth.
Right, y'all know the expression, laugh now and cry later. Most are like, yeah, you think it's sweet? Laugh, have your fun. Right, go ahead.
And walk in the ways of thine heart.
And walk in the ways of your heart. And also the Lord is saying there, be careful what you do in your youth. Right, come on.
And in the sight of thine eyes.
And in the sight of your eyes. Go ahead.
But now thou, that art for all, that for all these things God will bring
But
thee.
know thou for all these things. Go ahead.
For all these things that God will bring thee into judgment.
Your youth and your past will always catch up to you. So the Most High is saying, be careful what you do in your youth. Start living your life right from your youth. Because whatever you do in your youth, it can catch up with you later on. You see how people, I'm 30 now and I want to change. You done did all kinds of dirt in the street. Now you want to get a job, get a family. Bow!
Right.
Oh, he was just going to work. He was a good guy. Nah, the Lord didn't forget what he did the last 15 years. Now you think when you want to change, nope, the Most High coming to see you. So the Lord is saying, watch your works from your youth. You think it's sweet. Laugh now, cry later. Right, come on.
Verse 10, it says, therefore remove sorrow from my heart.
Therefore remove sorrow from your heart. Go ahead.
And put away evil from thy flesh.
And put away evil from your flesh. Come on.
For childhood and youth are vanity.
Right. Make sure in your youth, you're not living your life in vanity. Right. You're removing sorrow. You are doing the right things as a youth. Right. You living your life. You starting to live your life righteously from a young age. Because the Most High, that time, the Most High will catch up to you in the end. Right? Go from there to Ezekiel 9 and 4. We got like 3 more. All right. Go to Ezekiel 9 and 4. Yeah, look at it. It says right here on page 14 of this post. It says Young Guns Crisis. Young Guns Crisis. DA rips, raise the age laws, school toll, student bodies. Parents, more school cops. But that's not going to be the solution. Because if you put more cops in school, it's just going to be more deaths. Now the cops going to be killing them. They're going to be killing each other and the cops going to be killing them. See, Esau, he always take advantage of something and say, well, let's put more cops. Right now, we're going to read this article. We're going to go into that. But read Ezekiel 9 and 4. Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4, it reads, and the Lord saith unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem.
Meaning go amongst our people. Go ahead.
And set a mark upon the foreheads. And set a mark.
And set a mark, meaning a spiritual mark. Mark them with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Not a microchip. All right? Mark them spiritually with the word of the Most High. That's what the Lord is saying. Good.
And set a mark upon their foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of thereof. So
go out there and find the brothers, the young brothers and the sisters that's tired of the evil of this society. Right? Those that are like-minded in Yahweh Shai. That's what it's talking about. Come on.
And to the others he said in mine hearing,
good.
Go ye after him through the city and smite.
And do what?
And smite.
The Lord said, go after them and smite them, meaning kill. The Lord said, go ye after them through the midst of the city and smite. Kill them. Go ahead.
Let not your eyes spare.
Don't let your eyes spare. Go ahead.
Neither have ye pity.
Neither have ye pity. Just like we read in Deuteronomy 21. This, my son, is rebellious, glutton, stubborn. The elders say, all right, we'll put him to death. You don't want to listen? Even after you chastise him, put him to death. Don't have no pity. Good.
Verse 6, slay utterly old
slay
and young.
Utterly old and what?
Old and young.
And young. Moses said, no respect to persons. Kill old, kill young. Good.
Both maids and little children.
Both maids and little children. Go ahead.
And women.
And women. Go ahead.
But come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
Anybody that's marked with keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this Bible, don't come near them. Go ahead.
And begin at my sanctuary.
And begin at my sanctuary. And it's not an X on your head like the Christians say. It's a spiritual mark in your mind. Right? So when the angels come down, they're going to know. They're going to look at your spirit and see who's following the Most High or not. You're going to be marked.
Okay.
Spiritually. Okay? Right? So go from there. The Most High, he'll kill young. Right? Go from there to Sirach 30:1. Go to Sirach chapter 30 and verse 1. Everybody have it, say Khan? Please ask us 30:1. Read that, King.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 30, verse 1. It says, He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end.
Right, sometimes you got to give that good old-fashioned behind whooping. Or at least that verbal chastising. All right, don't be afraid to check your children. Go ahead.
Verse 2, it says, He that chasteneth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances.
Right, because for the most part, if you discipline your children and keep them in order, they're going to grow up to be decent children for the most part. Sometimes these children are just rebellious, no matter how much correction they get at home. We read in Deuteronomy 21, even though you chasten them, they still don't listen. But for the most part, and from my experience, when you don't spare the rod in these children, they learn some act right. Okay? Right, come on.
Verse 3 says, He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy.
And when you teach your son, you grieve the enemy. Because you're going to tell him who the enemies are. Right? Go ahead.
And before his friends, he shall rejoice of him.
Before your friends, you're going to rejoice because you're going to be proud how your son turned out. Go ahead.
Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead.
Come on.
For he hath left one behind him that is like himself.
Like David with Solomon. When David died, he told Solomon, let my friends become your friends and my enemies become your enemies. Right, go ahead.
When he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him. And when he died, he was not sorrowful.
Go ahead.
He left behind him an avenger against his enemies.
Right, left behind him an avenger against his enemies. He told Solomon that, look, my enemies now is your enemies. Right, go ahead.
And one that shall requite kindness to his friends.
A requite meaning pay back. He will pay back kindness to his friends. Treat my friends with respect and honor and treat them like I treated them when I was alive. Requite them. Pay them back with kindness. Go ahead.
He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his words.
Yeah, he that maketh too much of his son. Some of these children that, my child does no wrong. As soon as you tell them, they just defending their child, not hearing nothing, automatically their child was in the right. Right? Go ahead.
And his bowels will be troubled at every cry.
Come on. Meaning a child, when you like that with a child, is going to be trouble to you in the end. Later on in life, that child going to give you hell. Because you didn't discipline them and check them when they was young. Or they're going to end up dead. They're going to end up student bodies. Right? Because a lot of times these children, they go out there and get jacked up and killed because they don't have that proper home training. They think they can get out there and disrespect people, be reckless, do whatever. No respect for the street code or nothing. All that, you're supposed to teach them. You know what I'm saying? I teach my children about the streets too. Listen, them streets don't play. Don't mess with them streets. This is how you move out there in that street environment. Not that you in it, but this is how you move amongst it. Mind your business, number one. If it don't have nothing to do with you, don't stick your nose in it. And stay out of street business, really. Okay. Right, go ahead.
Verse 8, it says, A horse not broken becometh headstrong.
A horse not broken becomes headstrong. You can't control or tame that horse. Go ahead.
And a child left to himself.
A child left to himself. A child with no discipline, no order, no home training. Go ahead.
Will be willful.
Will what?
Will be willful.
They're going to do what the hell they want to do. And a lot of times they'll end up going out there getting killed or jacked up. Come on.
Cocker thy child.
Cocker thy child, meaning spoil them. Right? Cocker means to spoil. Right? Or pamper them. Right? Go ahead. A lot of these children, parents treat their children like they had a five-star resort. Children gotta have a bed. That's probably why that girl said I wanted a Benz.
Yeah, man.
Because she probably used to getting what if a 16-year-old child tell you $1,600 ain't enough money, they used to you giving them a lot. They used to being spoiled. So the scriptures say what?
It says, and a child left to himself. Will be
Read 9.
Verse 9. It says, pay with him, and he will bring thee to heaven.
No, 9. Again from the top.
From the top. Verse 9 from the top. Salaki. Conquer thy child.
Right, meaning spoil them or pamper them.
And he shall make thee afraid.
He gonna make thee afraid. You always giving them what they want. If you say no that one time, they gonna spaz out. That's why I said they'll make you afraid, because they'll flip out on you because they used to get in their way all the time. Okay. Right? So we might all spoil our children to a degree. You know what I'm saying? But don't over spoil them. Don't just always give them what they want, because then they become unappreciative, and then when you don't give them what they want, they'll flip out on you. Like that girl. It's $1,600. I was like, ooh, Lord, let me through this computer. Let me through this phone. Just give me her neck. That's all. I just need one hand for her neck. Yeah, man. Now you see why Deuteronomy 21 says put them to death. That's worthy of death, man. Your parent gonna go out and get that, and you gonna disrespect your mother like that? You should be in an early damn grave.
And you can tell they spoiled because the brother was right there. Because when we was coming up, you say something like that,
Right.
Come on, get that to me, man.
And a little boy, he was trying to be happy for his sister. Like, aren't you happy that mommy? Like, I know if that was me, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of jacked up for the young brother to have to see that. You got to see your sister disrespect your mother like that. Right? Come on. It
says, play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness.
You can't play with your children, man. You got to be firm with them. When it comes to discipline and correcting them, you can't play with them, man. Okay? Or they'll end up like this, student bodies. Go ahead.
Verse 10, it says, laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him.
Go ahead.
And lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end.
Meaning when it's time to be serious with them, be serious with them. Of course you can laugh with your children, but when it's time to discipline and be serious, don't be playing with them. Go ahead.
Verse 11, it says, give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies.
Right, so correct them in their youth. And don't wink at their follies. Correct it when they're in folly and nonsense and foolishness, correct it immediately. Right, come on.
Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart.
Go ahead.
Chastise thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee.
Yes, I saw your son out there. He was cussing and yelling and not respecting nobody and acting all out of order. Right? He was disrespecting the young girls. His lewd behavior is going to be an offense unto you. Because what? People going to talk about, damn, that's such and such son. Look at him out here. Look how he acting. Look how he talking in front of grown people. See that? So all that goes with this correction of our children. Go from there. 1 Maccabees 14:9. And we're going to link that with Zechariah 8, and we'll close it on that. There's, of course, 20,000 more precepts, but we'll end it with that.
Is that 14:9?
Yeah, 1 Maccabees 14:9, and then we're going to go to Zechariah 8 and 1. And there's plenty more. Like all the time, these are ongoing topics.
Okay.
Plenty of scriptures and verses on these topics, but just a few. Saw this paper and wanted to touch on this. 1 Maccabees 14:9. This is what our young men should be doing.
1 Maccabees 14:9, it reads,
Everybody have it, say Khan? All right.
the ancient men sat all in the streets.
The ancient men sat in the streets, the elders, right? Go ahead.
Communing together of good things.
Communing together of good things, having good conversations. Not some old fools cursing each other out about politics or the game or something simple. You know what I'm saying? Nah, Philadelphia should have won. Because you know that one play he did. Oh, come on, Doc. You know what I'm saying? He sound like an old fool. Right? Go ahead.
And the young men put on glorious.
The young men put on glorious. Go ahead.
And warlike apparel.
And warlike apparel. This is when the Maccabees was defending the city against the Greeks. the young men put on a warlike apparel to fight the enemy. Not each other. They didn't put on a bulletproof vest. I'm about to go shoot at Shasha them niggas. Right? No, they didn't do that. They put on glorious and warlike apparel and said, we're going to defend the city. Against our true enemy. Right? You're going to go to war against the true enemy. Go to, from there, Zechariah 8:1. So everybody understand? Right? So these precepts go along with, you have the curses and then the correction of the Israelite youth that they need. They don't receive that correction, they're going to get judgment from the Most High. Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 8, verse 1. Everybody got to say, Khan? It says, again, the word of the Lord.
Just jump to 3. Get right to the point.
Verse 3, it says, thus saith the Lord, I am returned unto Zion.
The Lord said he's going to return unto Zion, his people. Right, go ahead.
And will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem.
And the Lord said he's going to dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. The people and the city. Go ahead.
And Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth.
A what?
A city of truth.
Right, we're going to be called a city of truth. Not a city of student bodies. Right, come on.
And the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain.
Right, the holy government of the Most High. Right, when we get back in power and get back in order and take back rulership of the earth. Come on.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age.
Right, meaning our elders are going to be able to dwell safely in the streets also. A lot of times the elders are scared of the youth. Yeah, I don't come outside over here. Them young boys is crazy. Yeah, man. They terrorizing. Yeah. That's why a lot of times they say like the gangs, you're like terrorists to your own community. I only go to the grocery store and go right back in the house because these young boys is crazy over here. Yeah. They be shooting and fighting. I don't want to get hurt. Yeah. A lot of times the elders will catch a stray bullet or something. They terrorized by the youth in their own community. Right? And they scared to check them out. A lot of elders told me straight up, I'm not saying nothing to these young boys. These young girls, they will curse you out. They'll fight you. I'm not saying nothing to them. They scared to correct them a lot of times. Right, go ahead.
Verse 5, it says, and the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof.
The Lord said in that day in the kingdom is going to be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. They're going to be able to play out in the street. Some of the children, I don't come outside because it's bad around here. I used to ride my bike, but they be shooting too much. Right. Yeah. Terrorized by the other youngins, man. My mother don't let me go outside over here. If I go outside, I got to go to the park way over in my aunt neighborhood because it's a little bit better over there. Yeah, man. But in the kingdom, the boys and girls going to be able to play in the streets. Go ahead.
Verse 6 says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of his people in these days, should it also be marvelous in mine eyes, saith the Lord of hosts?
So the Lord is saying basically it's going to be a glory to see Israel dwell safely back in our homeland and our kingdom. Without the children having to go to school and they declare a damn young gun crisis. All right, so just read this article. We're going to get a precept to go with the last article on the bottom. Precept to go with that and we'll close it out.
Okay, come. So we start right here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, it says, parents, more school cops. It says, with violence plaguing city schools, NYPD Commissioner Keechant Sewell left field questions from kids Saturday at a Harlem event meant for children to get to know cops. But while the youngsters wanted to know how it felt to be in charge of the police force.
Salakia, notice it said with violence plaguing the schools, the New York City schools. Like I said, this is just one city. And we go across the country, man. It's just tons of this going on in the cities amongst our people. Come on.
It says, some families said more must be done to keep kids safe. We need to have more security, more police around the schools. Washington Heights grandmother Myra Paleko, 58, told the Post, in schools, the teachers and staff members need to be more preoccupied when the kids are leaving school. They need to have heightened security inside and outside of schools.
See, more police. They always say more police is a solution, but the police are killing our people. So more police if you bring more police, if they shoot and kill a lot of these young brothers and sisters at the schools, they're going to say it's because of the violence. Well, the schools are already violent, so we had to bring more police. And the police, they thought the boy had a gun. He was going to shoot another student. So now more killings going to come from the police. We see what they doing. Go ahead.
Blanco helps take care of her grandchildren, including a 9-year-old who goes to the KIPP Infinity Charter School in West Harlem. Student shootings and stabbings have increased during the current academic year, with 3 teens killed near their schools. Harlem residents Marsha Taylor, 53, whose kids attend Global Community Charter School in Harlem, said there is always a level of concern about their safety. Kids leaving out of school, out of sporting events, there's a shooting, it puts me on edge.
Right, so a lot of times the children are coming out of school or a sporting event and somebody's shooting. So they got to duck and dodge and run. Go ahead.
My kids are small. You never know what
and these are all black and Latino children. Harlem and Washington Heights. That's Judah and Simeon, right in New York. Come on.
My kids are small. You never know what can happen anytime, anywhere, she said.
Right, that's it on that?
Come.
Yeah, that's it on the article. So go to Jeremiah 30. Go to Jeremiah 30. No, matter of fact, go to Zechariah 11 first. Zechariah 11, 4 and 5, then Jeremiah 30. And that's it. I know I said that like 4 scriptures ago. Go to Zechariah 11 and 4.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 4. When everybody got it, say Khan.
Khan.
It reads, Thus saith the Lord, my God, feed the flock of the slaughter.
Right, we got to feed our people. We got to feed them with what? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. These children, they don't need no more cops in the school. They need to be taught the laws of the Most High. Right, go ahead.
Whose possessors slay them.
And if the police, if it's going to be more police in the school, then do your job. Don't use that to be a damn race soldier and a Klansman with a damn badge and kill more young blacks and Latinos. Right, come on.
And hold themselves not guilty.
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Go ahead.
And they shall sell them, and they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not. Right,
so all more cops is going to do is give an excuse. They're going to say the schools are already violent. So when they kill a young black or Latino, they're going to say because of the violence in the schools, and we thought he had a gun, and we thought he had a threat, and y'all wanted more police. Right, because y'all students were violent. So that's a recipe probably for more murder. Just murder from the police now. It might stop the students from killing each other, but now the police going to kill them. So that's not the solution. And they're going to hold themselves not guilty, and the leaders of our people not going to do a damn thing. Right, they're going to sell us out. They're going to get Benjamin Crump. He's going to get a little lawsuit, and that's it. Right? Get the Negroes get a little bit of money. Okay, all right. The cops killed them, but we got $3 million. All right, it ain't going to do anything. So go to Jeremiah 30. So I just want to go to the point of, notice it said Harlem and Washington Heights. That's Judah and Simeon. Northern and Southern Kingdom suffering these same curses. The children are scared to go to school because they think they're going to get shot after school. All right? And this is our community, our people. So our children need correction.
16.
Yeah.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 16.
No, when the children of Judah and the children of Israel were oppressed together.
Oh, that's 50.
50, right? 50 and 35 or 50 and 33?
Yeah, Con.
Jeremiah 50 and 33, yeah.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and 33. Everybody got to see Con? Says, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
See that? So just to the part of Judah and Simeon, these curses are on all of our people. Northern kingdom, southern kingdom. The Judite mother is saying she's concerned. The Simeonite mother is saying she's concerned. So these curses are on all 12 tribes in one way or another. And like I said, this is just New York City. By Shema Mashiach. The curses and correction of Israelite youth. So, our people need to get it together, man. I saw this paper today. I was like, damn, man. these curses. Kind? So, oh, just get one new moon scripture. Isaiah 66:23. Isaiah 66:23. That's a regular staple one.
Con, Isaiah 66 and verse 23, when everybody got it, say con.
Kind.
It says, and it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another.
So tonight is the new moon 12th month, right? What feast days coming this month? By show of hands, don't yell out. Don't yell out by show of hands. Uriel. Nicanor, and what else? Purim.
Con.
Is the day of Nicanor or day of Judas Maccabees, destruction of Nicanor, and the 2 days of the feast of Purim. Con? Right, go ahead.
And from one Sabbath to another shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord.
Right, so brothers, sisters, make your sincere and earnest efforts to come together for the feast days. Con? And make it a priority. Don't make it a burden, make it a priority. Understand the difference in the wording? Don't make it a burden, make it a priority to come together and serve the Most High in your nation. Con? Because the scriptures say in the kingdom, everybody going to do it anyway. Isaiah 66:23. Con? By Shema Mashiach. Hallelujah. So, quick announcements. Yes, Day of Nicanor and Purim is coming up. March 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Everybody got calendars, right? Con? Everybody should have a calendar. The next new moon is the new year. First month of the year. That's Monday, March 19th, 2023 at even. Con? Everybody should have a calendar. Con? Passover's coming up. All right? Passover. April 3rd, 2023. All right, get your offerings in so we can continue to pay for everything and get ready for Passover. Con? What else? Sisters, I'm trying to have mercy on y'all and get some other sisters to do the decorations, but I will update y'all on that. Con? I got some sisters more local that's taking care of it, but if I need y'all, I'll let y'all know. Con? Maybe y'all can because I know it's going to be hard coming from Philly. If you don't have a room here already, and the venue, they only giving us 6 o'clock to set up. Our other venue, they used to let us come in there like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So, I'm trying to be fair, and y'all got to come from Philly.